Hi everyone, how are you doing? This is Amanda. So this is the energy read for April and I'm really looking forward to doing this for you. It's the 7th of April today as I'm recording this, so we are already a week into it. But obviously with Easter, I think that we needed to get that over with and walk through that portal and sink into the significance of it. And now we have a fresh new week and we can look at what the month ahead is likely to bring for us all. Yeah, I'm quite excited actually to see what's going to come out in the cards. Before we get to that, I'll just say to you that one of the things that I've had in my head over the last 24 hours as a piece of symbolism for April is I keep being shown, I don't know whether this translates across all countries, but in the UK it's called a lucky dip bag. You know, one of those bags which you literally, dip into, you pull something out. Often you get them in childhood, but can be for adults as well. And you don't know what you're going to be getting. So the whole point of it is we're dipping into a month where there feels as though there is a number of surprises in store. Let's hope that those are positive for us. But equally, sometimes you put your hand into the lucky dip bag and you can get something that isn't quite what you ordered. So if you are being served up something by the universe that isn't maybe quite to your taste, we're being told we can have a second go into the bag. But also the power of manifestation this month is very, very strong. So in all seriousness, if you're looking at your life at the moment and it's not quite as you wish it to be, or there's a particular area that really is not feeling as though it's flowing very well, it's as though, think about the analogy of going into a restaurant and ordering a meal. You can go back and you can reorder. Okay, so has to obviously be done in a way which is for the highest good. But that's the first piece of symbolism that I was getting. I sat down this morning to record this and I was just feeling such a pull to one particular colour over anything else. And that is violet. Violet stroke lavender stroke purple, but it's a particular tone. It's more the tone. I'm really feeling pulled towards very soft, subtle shades of violet or purple. Best summed up in maybe some of the crystals that I've got here in front of me. That sort of, it's like a lavender, I don't even know what the crystal is, but it's like a lavender energy. Just give some other examples of the colour that I'm particularly tuning into, because this also links into a particular chakra within the body. And the chakra that I'm really being drawn to this month, and I think is very significant, is the soul star chakra. Now, the soul star chakra is a chakra which is out of body. It's above the crown chakra, so it's about here, on your, out of your body basically. And it's the place whereby spirit comes in to your vessel, into your physical body. It's a place where energy often hovers as well, waiting for you to basically give permission and open up to receive it. So for me, it's a place often where there are blessings and there are gifts that wish to come in, but we have to be a vibrational match to those blessings and gifts. Because if we're in a state of feeling maybe unworthy to receive, or not quite ready to receive, or 101 other reasons, then it can just sort of stay hovering, very much in almost like a star shape. So I feel as though there is this beautiful lavender energy that wants to come down. That's the soul star chakra energy that I'm talking about here. Okay, this is the Archangel Metatron spray that we do sell. But it's this colour. This is the colour that I'm being drawn to. And it's the soul star chakra. Let me just spray it and let's see. Let's just, what I'm being told is let's turn the tap on. Okay, let's literally turn the tap on. It's as though there is a tap above your head which spirit wishes for you to turn so that you start to allow in a flow of, this is an interesting thing I'm hearing, integrated higher energy. That's really interesting because it's as though the energy that's waiting above here is already tailored and integrated for your own individual physical vessel. So what's hovering above you is going to be different from what's hovering above me as the next person. So it's almost, I'm actually hearing the word prescription. This is like a prescription. It's like a divine prescription that's been concocted for each of us around the Easter period, whether you link into the Easter story or not. It came in around this weekend energy. And the opportunity is there for you to say yes to it or just to continue to block it. Sounds a bit strong, but that's sort of the energy that I'm getting from this. So shall we turn on the tap together and let's allow in this flow of divine energy. Okay, so, and then I'm going to pull some cards to try and get more clarification on what is coming in. Okay, so let's just link firstly to your feet. Okay, because as above, so below. To receive something from above, you have to be grounded. So just for a moment, tune into your feet, and I'm going to spray the earth elemental spray just to allow this process as well. So connecting into the earth, connecting into your feet, feeling secure. Put your roots down into Mother Earth, feel her safety. And then go to your crown and then go about a foot, half a foot above your crown and tune into this area, the soul star. And you might start to feel it buzzing or vibrating, you might not. Doesn't matter if you can feel it or you don't feel it, it's still there. And then let's just allow in this lavender energy around the soul star. And it literally is as though the tap is turning, and then just allow that flow of prescripted energy into your body. Welcome it in. And I'm being shown it like raindrops. It just feels like it's like raindrops. It is like purple rain flowing down. It's transmutive, so it is about helping us to let go of what we need to let go of, but it's also bringing in some hidden gifts is what I'm hearing. Hidden gifts which link into this sort of surprise energy, lucky dip type energy. It's a little bit veiled because there is an element of surprise to it. So you have to also get into the energy of the child within that actually wants to open the gift, that actually wants to see what is inside. Not your adult self that is thinking, oh, this is going to be something I don't really need or I don't really want, or, you know, nothing ever good arrives for me. So we need to park that energy and get in touch with the child within, which is actually excited about what will be revealed through April. Okay. So that being said, let's pull some cards now at this point and see what we get. I'm going to start with this deck actually, which is a shamanic deck. I feel like I want to now go work from the bottom up. That's just what I'm being told to do. So let's firstly work with this more shamanic deck. Not one that I've used for ages, but I was really pulled today to use it. And when you get pulled to use something you haven't used for ages, it's usually because there will be one or two cards in here with a particular word or a particular image that we need for this month. The deck that I'm going to be using is the Mystical Shaman Oracle by Alberto, Villoldo, Colette, Reid and Marcella, Lobos. Okay, so let's pull some cards from this. And I'm being told we need 4 cards from this deck. So, calling in our guides and helpers. Okay, the first one's just fallen out, which is the Tree of Life. Okay, Tree of Life. Well, we're already working with very big energies then if we've got the Tree of Life already showing up. Huge energies, Tree of Life. The tree has been shaken is what I've just heard, okay? I think I've said that before in another video a few months ago. I'm sure I said something about spirit shaking the tree, you know, we are the tree, to release some of the leaves, which is symbolic in terms of what we need to let go of, but to also bring in a vibration of flow and movement to our life, to the next branch of the tree or wherever it is that we need to go. So let's just see what else we get. We've got the Tree of Life. I have to say that this particular depiction of the Tree of Life, before I go on, feels quite voluptuous. It reminds me of a pair of thighs, you know, it's like a female shape. It's very voluptuous. It's almost like those paintings from pre-Raphaelite type energy. I don't know, it just reminds me of the feminine form. And I'm also hearing it's as though there's something, as though we've twisted ourselves up in knots. Something needs unknotting. Because although that is slightly beautiful, that trunk, it also feels a little bit contorted and not maybe quite as nature intended it to be. So it's as though we have these knots within our own self that we need to be unraveling and allowing a breath and space into. So, okay, let's just see what else we get. Tree of Life, what goes with the Tree of Life, please? What goes with the Tree of Life? April for the people watching. The middle world. The middle world. I need to read whatever that's about, apparently. Okay, middle world. 2 more cards, please. April for the people watching. The Vision Quest and the Sun. Okay. I want to go to this middle world card because I'm not sure what it's trying to say. So I'm going to go to the book. Page 36. The middle world is the realm of day-to-day reality, and it's the playground of the living. It is the present moment where everything is happening. Yet the middle world is created by the future, not only the past, and it is a mirror of the invisible realms. When things are right in the middle world, heaven and earth support everything. When they are not right, heaven and earth must be brought into order as well. So the invitation, when this shows up, when conditions are favourable to your undertaking, do not hesitate, move forward, as heaven and earth are smiling upon you. The time is right, so be expedient but mindful of not being reckless. The world is your playground, and what would require great effort at any other time can be accomplished with ease now. Okay, so it seems to be a card which is linking into present time. Now is the present time. Conditions are favourable now. And favourable for growth, yes. Favourable for fertility, yes. Favourable for change, yes. But I want to sort of paraphrase that a little bit with what I put up here. I don't know whether you can read it. My friend made me this. Angie, great, isn't it? Look. It says, be the change that you want to see in the world. We all know that quote. Oh my goodness, I didn't know that. I've got to show you this. Look, I didn't realise this was on the back of it. I'd forgotten. Dear Amanda, thank you for an amazing journey. Angie, 22nd to the 9th, 2012 to 13th to the 1st, 2013. This was given to me when I ran a meditation course for a group of people whose names are all on the back there, and I had taken them on a journey over a year. So that feels actually symbolic, because I didn't realise why I was putting that there, other than the quote, be the change you want to see in the world. It's as though there is a year's growth. There's a year's growth that we've gone through. We've all changed, whether we realise it or not, quite radically within ourselves in terms of what we want, what we're prepared to do or not do, what we desire, where we wish to be, what we wish to be doing with our life. And it feels as though the last year has been building to this point, April, springtime, certainly here in my part of the world, where it's saying it's ripe for movement forward. We've got the Sun and the Vision Quest card. The Sun and the Vision Quest card. Now, the interesting thing about gold and yellow, both of these focusing on the Sun energy, is that yellow is the complementary colour to the violet that I started us off with. In fact, I'm wearing my yellow topaz or whatever they are, citrine jewellery today. I felt called to use that as well. So we're working with these colours, the yellows and the violets. It's as though what has been illuminated over the past year, what has been brought out by the sun, the vision quest that we have been on, the asking the whys, the wherefores, how. It's as though there needs to now be a ceasing of that. It's almost like I'm hearing a hush of that to move into a different state of being, which comes in with this violet energy, which is more to do with being the change. It came to me a few weeks ago that certainly, you know, my own life, like all of you, there are things that there are decisions that need to be made, for example, and I often will struggle to make the decision. But the guidance that came from Spirit was, rather than focusing on, I must make a decision, and then worrying that maybe you're going to make the wrong decision, forcing the change, basically, it's more about just embodying the energy of change. So if you step into the new paradigm, the new vibrational frequency that you wish to be, the path generally will open up for you, rather than you forcing yourself onto it. I'm hearing the words, you become the path. You become the tree. You are the tree. You become the path. You are the path. It's as though we're not out of the woods yet by any stretch of the imagination in terms of the collective, but we've all gone through this questioning process. And it's now just about stopping the mental chatter in our mind in terms of the whys, the wherefores, the hows, being in the present moment, this middle world energy, and holding the frequency of what you've learnt and what you wish to be. And by doing that, it naturally comes your way. I'm being shown the wave that just naturally will come your way. So it's about stopping forcing it, stopping forcing change, and allowing. Okay, so that's the first message from those 4 cards. Let's go to this deck now. I've got 2 decks by Tosha Silver, both of which were sent to me. This first one is called the Wild Offering Oracle. Okay, and I want to just pull 1 card from this for us, and then we'll go to the Divine Abundance Oracle cards as well. So let's see, what message from this deck, please, for April 2021 wishes to come through. April 2021. Feelings. Da, 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 feelings. Da, 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 da. La, da, 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 da. Who did that? Who did that? Feelings. Was it Andy Williams? I mean, this is not my era. This is my mum and dad. Feelings like I never knew I met you. Hold on, let's find the lyrics. Feelings. So the card is feelings. Straight away hearing that song. Was it Andy Williams? Hold on, let's see. Whilst my internet struggles to connect. Here we go. Who originally sang Feelings? Maurice Albert? Well, I'm thinking Andy Williams, guys. Anyway, Andy Williams did it. I thought Andy Williams did it. Feelings, nothing more than feelings. Trying to forget my feelings of love. Teardrops rolling down on my face. Trying to forget my feelings of love. Feelings for all my life, I'll feel it. I wish I've never met you, girl. You'll never come again. Oh my goodness. Okay, so it's a bit of a melancholy love song about, lost love is what I'm hearing. So anyway, let's get back to the card. That obviously must be a message for some of you out there. So if you are feeling, in all seriousness, in that melancholy state, and regret, basically, it feels as though it's a song of regret. And trying to force the feelings away. You can't force feelings away. Feelings are feelings. So it's about acceptance of that. Coming to terms. I'm hearing coming to terms with feelings. I feel as though for some of you, there's been some difficulty around love and relationships. Maybe you've been let down, maybe you've been betrayed, maybe you've been left, whatever it is, I don't know. But maybe there's a bit of that going on this April. It would make sense, wouldn't it? Because if the tree's been shook and the leaves have fallen and you are the tree, then what is not meant for us leaves our life, and who we are not meant to carry on walking down the path of life with, they may leave your side, whether that be through death. I know a few people who are losing partners at the moment. It could be via death, or it could just be through, that's a really brutal way to put it, Metatron. I don't really want to say that, but I'll say it because I heard it. I heard natural wastage. He's not talking about death there. He's talking about people who, who you're just not meant to be, who are just not on the same page or frequency as you. So it's like natural wastage. I'm just giving the message. Okay, back to this card, feelings. Emotions want to be felt. You really can't surrender something until you deeply feel it. Oh yeah, good point. Allow me, dear divine, to offer all emotions to you, feeling them fully so they no longer hold me captive. That is so true. What's that expression? To heal it, you have to feel it. Okay, so whether it's love or anything else, to heal it, you have to feel it. Sometimes you have to have your heart, ripped in two to be able to, nobody wants that, but it's as though, what did I say in my last video? These are masterclass days and masterclass months and years we have now. There is no sticking plaster. Well, there is, but it's pointless. I'm not going to just keep putting sticking plasters over things that go wrong in my life. It's about tending to the wound. You can only tend to the wound, which is linked into your emotions and your feelings, by looking at them, by feeling them in their raw intensity. And what this is really promising also is that when you do that, it helps you to heal it. Please don't run from it. And I think that's why I started off this session with this obsession. Literally I could eat all these crystals on my desk now. Obviously not going to do that, but it's like these violet energies, it literally is. That just feels so healing to me, these violet energies. Violet is also an energy of balance. It's about trying to find the balance with our feelings. Interestingly, apart from all the violet crystals that I've got and a bit of rose quartz, I've also got 3 Shiva stones, Shiva Lingam stones. This is about flow. It's about water. It's about feelings. You know, they're smooth. They're smooth because they've allowed the waters to flow over them and to actually make them into these beautiful beings that they are now. You know, they've been smoothed by water. Holy water as well. You know, Shiva Lingam come from the Ganges. I think I'm right in saying that, in India. So this is the thing also about feelings, tears. Holy tears is what I'm hearing. Holy tears. Don't hold back your tears if you're feeling emotional about something. Tears are holy. Tears show that you are connecting into your heart. You're connecting into how you actually feel. We are not robots. We're living in a world which is becoming increasingly, well, if you choose to view it as such, but almost like the machine. I mean, I'll give you an example. I know I'm deviating slightly, but it's just something I feel I need to air to bring it up for healing as well. Which there's a guy in our road. Okay, I don't know him, but he's in his late 80s. He's got 2 months to live. And I only know him because the lady that cleans my house also cleans his house. He has a wife as well. He's not on his own. But he's probably got a month to live now because it was 2 months ago he was given this. Yeah, he's probably got about a month to live. A couple of weeks maybe. He's in bed. He's bedridden. He is, you know, obviously in awful state. And please, maybe the reason I'm saying this is please just send your prayers to him. But the thing is, he was given, I know I'm being a bit political here, he was given the jab last week. And when I heard that, I was so angry. It was like holy anger came up because it was almost like, why would you do that to somebody who's dying? Put that into his body. He's dying. He's not going to be here in a couple of weeks. And then I went into it and I thought, yeah, but we're up against almost like a machine energy. It's like a machine doesn't have feelings. A machine is just ticking a box that basically says he is that age, he lives in that street, he hasn't had it yet, so we will give it to him. There is no thinking behind, well, there is thinking behind it. There's no emotion behind it. Anybody with any empathy would have just let him be. He's lying in bed dying. He doesn't need that on top of everything else as a possible reaction in his body. So, yes, I'm putting that up for all of us just to send some healing to him. But it's this thing about we're living in this world which is automated. It's becoming more and more automated, whether it's that, it's something else. 24/7 society. We're not robots. We're not robots. We're not machines. We're human beings with feelings, and feelings are messy sometimes, but you've got to feel them to heal it. But equally, these beautiful lavender tones are coming in to really help us to release and to balance. The other thing about violet lavender energy is it's to do with balance. It helps to balance us, okay? Those of you that use my sprays, if you haven't got the Lavender Soul Star, you could also, for example, use the beautiful Higher Self spray, again, purple and gold, that would be a great one. Or Archangel Zadkiel, who's coming in very strongly this month as well. Again, just about letting go and transmutation, but it's all about, because now we're in the present moment is all we have, and we need to be in our feelings. Let's just pull one more card from this deck before I move on. Can I also say, just again looking at these Andy Williams lyrics, the other thing that comes to me is that never regret. It's about never regretting. I mean, I know it's a big thing to say, it's a bit of a sweeping statement, but it's trying to understand that life is this beautiful journey that we're all on, made up of the whole rainbow, made up of every emotion under the sun, and that every experience that we have along the way, good, bad, indifferent, is making us into the person we are now and the person that we are becoming. And, you know, think about the tree, the weathered tree, you know, the tree that's got bark that's really weathered, the rings within it, the experience, it's made up of the whole rainbow. So, you know, that song in particular is very much about, I just want to forget. It's not about forgetting, it's about what's the word? It's gone out of my head. It's not about forgetting. It's about, well, it's about healing it basically, isn't it? It's about healing it. There's another word on the tip of my tongue, but I can't quite get it. Integrating it, processing it, same thing really. I can't show you because it's a static camera up there, but I've got a picture up there of a horse going through water, and I've never noticed it before, but I'm really being drawn to the fact that underneath the horse in the water, Jane's painted like a very dark, almost like, it looks a bit dingy to be honest, green. Never noticed it, but what it feels like is it's implying it's the reeds. This is where we get tripped up. You can't move. I'm going to have to show you the picture. Hold on, guys. Let me just get it. Right. You've seen this picture before anyway. But look, you see what I was drawn to? I'm drawn to this green area here, which is a different colour. It's a bit murkier. And it feels as though it's representing this horse, which is us, wanting to charge forward into our life, our new life, whatever that is. But there are these reeds here in the sea. And if you've been in a sea that's got a lot of reeds in it, they can trip you up, okay? You know, the horse can get tripped up. You know, it can't just keep galloping and galloping and galloping. And these reeds are the feelings. They're the unprocessed feelings. They're the things that you're trying to run away from and not deal with or not look at or not acknowledge. So, yeah, I've got the energy of the horse there as well. I'm being told I'll pull another card from that at the end. I want to go to this deck now. Divine Abundance. Must say I've suddenly got a bit of a stomach ache. What's this about? Okay, I realise what this is about. When you work with colour energies, you're always working with the complementary colour as well. So the complementary colour of violet is gold and yellow. Gold and yellow as colour energies, they sit here in the stomach, okay? What is the stomach? The stomach is our power centre. The stomach is our centre of, I'm talking about the solar plexus chakra. It's our confidence. It's our power. And of course we had the card of the sun, which is also linked into the solar plexus. So right now I've got like griping pains here, and this is actually just something I'm picking up linked into this reading. So this is where we are out of our power. It's where we have got fear. We don't want to go into those feelings, basically. But remember, we had this card about you're in the present. You're in the present. It's almost like there's no getting away from what we're feeling now. So let's bring in some yellow energy here. What have I got to hand? Let's just have a look. Oh, well, let's have this. Okay, we've got a bit of Bob Marley down. We haven't got this on sale anymore. It was a Bob Marley spray we sold a year ago, but it's actually the Joy spray. Okay, but anyway, we'll bring Bob's energy in as well. Why not? Did he have, I know he died of cancer. Did he have something wrong with his stomach? Bob Marley. Anyway, need to bring him through again soon. Just look up Bob Marley. And then I'm going to talk about the yellow and gold. Being drawn to his stomach. He wrote a song called Bellyful, Them Bellyful. Okay. About an angry mob. There's a lot of anger in the world at the moment. Bob Marley, Bellyful, Them Bellyful. Forget your sorrows and dance. Forget your troubles and dance. Forget your sickness and dance. Forget your weakness and dance. Cost of living got so high, rich and poor, they start to cry. Now the weak must get strong. They're saying, oh, what a tribulation. Okay, I don't know the song. I'll have to play it later. But anyway, I've got him coming through there with that song for us. But also the energy of dance, movement. You see, the thing about dance is it's movement. Let's pull a card for what I'm feeling here in the stomach. Let's go back to this deck. What's coming up here linked into the solar plexus chakra? Solar plexus chakra. Let's have a card for the solar plexus chakra, please. People watching. Solar plexus chakra, Metatron. The beloved. I think this is linked into something I channeled years ago, which is the empty void that is within us, that we run away from, that we don't want to look at, that we camouflage with food, with drink, with drugs, with any other sort of addiction under the sun, because we don't want to look at that void within us that often is within the solar plexus. And the void is often an absence of love. It's usually always an absence of love at some level of being, that we don't feel loved. And I'm talking also about not just human love, I'm talking about feeling separate from God, you know, divine love, the beloved, divine love. This is an illusion. Smoky mirror is on the bottom of the deck. It is an illusion. It's a smoky mirror. You are always loved. You are always held by the divine. You always have the ability to fill up the tank that is here, solar plexus, that feels empty in a lot of people at this moment in time, but actually is a reservoir that can be filled with divine abundance at all times. It's probably no coincidence that obviously this card has also got the energy of the Buddha on it. And today, sitting, I know you can't see it, but I've got I'm sitting here in front of the crystals, the sprays, the cards, and I also have put my Buddha onto the altar mat today. I really felt like I wanted his energy here. And of course, I've got here, he's the laughing, smiling Buddha. He's got his big fat belly. He doesn't care, he's got his big fat belly. He's content. He's really, really content with who he is, what he is, enlightened, just being, just smiling. You know, it's that energy of joy, of dance. So absolutely, there's this energy of, and again, the thing here with these Buddhas, they're just sitting, they're still, they're in the present moment. They're not running, they're, you know, back to the horse. This horse is being asked to actually stop charging ahead so fast and strong and quickly, because there's something here that's going to trip you up. So just stand, feel it. Feel it to heal it. Maybe I'll call this this video, I don't know. Okay, let's pull a couple of other cards, guys. Ding dong, Big Ben. Time stands still. I guess I'm the only YouTuber where there's a message in my mugs. I honestly don't do it deliberately. But I did subconsciously choose this mug for us today without realising the significance of it. It's Big Ben, it's all about time. Time standing still. Right. Let's keep going. Even though the throat is playing up, let's keep going. So there's definitely some chakra work going on this April. Solar plexus, pay attention to your solar plexus. You work with the yellow, work with the gold energies, work with citrine, work with, what have I got on here? Bumblebee jasper. Bumblebee jasper I've got on here. Bumblebee jasper is a beautiful stone because it's all to do with happiness and helping to promote happiness and joy. You know, all of these beautiful yellow energies we've got here. You know, that tree there is in shade, isn't it? That tree is in shade. We've all been in shade for a while. We've been processing, we've been reflecting. It's time to now come out into the sun and to see the fruits of your labours. but to feel it as well. Okay, let's carry on. 2 more cards from this deck. Grief. Yeah, you see, I'll get away from this. I've not ever seen that card before. It's a new deck that somebody gave me. No, actually, I gave it to myself. But I bought this one. But so I've not seen that card before. But again, that's quite graphic, isn't it? That's the heart that's broken. Grief. Tears are what happen when ice. Oh my God, what was I just saying about the heart? I was just saying all that. Tears are what happen when the ice in the heart melts. Yes. Yes. Frozen hearts. I'll share something that was quite interesting. Something happened, a few weeks ago for me, and it was a bit emotional. And the thing was, whilst it was happening, I didn't realise at the time, but my husband was on a Zoom call, and he does work for a rowing club. He's a trainer, so he helps kids with their rowing and things like that. And they had a meeting online about health and safety. And over breakfast the following day, I said to him, how had the Zoom meeting gone? And he said to me, we were being told how to use a heart defibrillator. Is that the right word? A heart defibrillator? I can't say it. The thing that restarts your heart, basically. And I couldn't believe it. That he was being instructed how to get a heart started again at the same moment that I was having a bit of a meltdown on something else. And I just thought, wow, that is so symbolic, isn't it? Isn't it? I think it is. This is cracking open the hearts. We're having our hearts cracked open. Tears are what happen when the ice in the heart melts. I love that. I love that. I mean, I love it because I just think it's poetically beautiful. I'm not saying I love grief or I love tears, because they're brutal and painful when you feel them, when your heart is broken. But a lot of people's hearts are being cracked open at the moment and being literally like the defibrillator. It's like being brought back to life, being shocked back to life. That's what I'm trying to say, being shocked back to life. And sometimes it's a big shock. It's like, oh my God. And how that happens can be in a myriad of ways, and not always particularly good either. But in the long term, it's about getting a new rhythm going. It's about releasing the old, and it's about getting the heart, it's about getting the heart back on track. You see, look at what's on the bottom of the deck. I have to look at this. Loss. Grief and loss. Grief and loss. You see, the thing is, to walk into the new, we can't do it unless we've fully grieved the old life. Whatever the old life means. You can't rush on. You can't rush it. You can't rush. You can't do this. Not that I would ever say you should be, making the horse go faster than it wants to, but you can't do that. If this was a horse race and the jockey was on board the horse trying to make it go faster, that horse would just be having none of it. They'd be like, no, no, I'm staying here, matey, because you need to look at that view. You need to look at that view. You need to feel that feeling. Okay? And until you've done that, you're not going to be moving on. And a lot of what's coming up for a lot of people is loss and grief. It says here on the card of loss, it says, sometimes you learn true offering through loss. You make a passionate invitation for love to take over and bring her own plan instead of the ego's. Yeah. Ego death is going on as well. Ego death. What I mean by that is trying to control things. But because I want it. It's like the child. I want it though. And I want it now. That's ego. And what you want might not actually be what spirit wants for you. It might not be actually what your higher self wants. It might not be what your heart wants. If your heart's been on ice, well, I thought I wanted this, But actually, I'm not so sure. Now my heart started to thaw, I'm actually seeing life in a different way. I thought I wanted that, but now I'm not sure I do. Huge, huge heart awakening and opening happening at this time. Huge. Let's have one more card from this deck, please. Any other message from this deck, please, Metatron? There is something here about heart health as well. I've got the card of the inner child. I thought I might come up. I just want to say something about this card before we go on. That heart, I mean, I don't know what a heart really looks like. I know it looks sort of like that, but it almost looks like it's quite thick. It's as though the walls have thickened up. The arteries are a bit thickened up. You see, the problem is that from an emotional, spiritual perspective, that can happen as well when we're racing ahead too much. I know I've had to take steps medically to look at this. I mean, it's come up via holistic treatments that I've had, linked into. I've said before I've got high blood pressure, but it is equally it's to do with. I can't really explain it very well, but is it the way that the blood is rushing through too quickly? It's making the arteries around the heart or the capillaries thicken up. But if you think about that, they're thickening up. It's a protective thing. It's a protection. It's like when you get, I'm going to say it's like when you get fat. I don't mean everybody that's fat is like this. Some people have medical conditions, etc. But I know myself, when I have put on weight, it's always been protection. It's always been protection. You know, I look back now at some of the pictures of me and it's like, oh my God. And I can completely see, well, I know why I was 2 stone heavier than I am now, because I wasn't happy. It was protection. So when you then start to look at it, truly look at it, and it's really difficult, and then start to do something about it, it will start to naturally come off. So this reminds me of the fat, for want of a better word, that we can put either around our organs in our body, which is protective, but it's not good. It's not good. You don't need that protection anymore. This feels like it's raw, it's vulnerability. It's stepping there as it's being the tree and being on the path and being completely raw and vulnerable. It's like, just, this is me. This is me. And this is how I feel. Feelings. Nothing more than feelings. And you know what's often behind all of these feelings? Not all of it, but a lot of it. Look what's tucked up in that heart that's got all the protection around it. Your inner child. And it says, allow me to give compassion and love to that little one. Let me attend to its deepest needs and feelings. Your inner child, she's curled up or he's curled up, just wanting to be heard, just wanting to be acknowledged. Why have you run away from me? Why have you run away from what I'm trying to, what I'm feeling, what happened to me, what I need? And don't forget, that isn't just about trauma or suffering that you might have had. It might be that this child desperately needs some fun and laughter and joy and play. I know mine does. Mine desperately does. So I'm trying to attend to that. It's not easy when you've had a whole backstory of duty and responsibility. What gets neglected? That inner child just wants to play, for God's sake. So give her permission, give him permission to do that. Oh my goodness, you see, I mean, you can't see this, but on my desk, I've got this deck, which I've been using, the shamanic deck. Look at the looks on the bottom, the child. The child, the child. This is your child, your inner child. Demanding attention. And again, going back to the stomach, which is now feeling a lot Better, thank you very much, because I'm doing the energy work as I'm, talking to you here. The inner child often sits in the stomach as well. Think about it. She's in the belly. He's in the belly. You were in your mother's belly. You were in your mother's womb. Your mother's belly got big, very big, to hold you. So I also feel there's aspects here, again, going back to that tree of life with the two trunks. It's almost like two trunks. This feels like mother and child. Feels as though there's stuff coming up, particularly on the maternal line this April. What happened when you were within your mother's womb? What was your mother like when you were in her womb? Was your mother happy? If your mother was pregnant and she was very unhappy, or she was going through a traumatic time or suffering, you will have picked that up to a degree. Now, rather than staying in that story, what's being offered this April, again, go back to that, what I started this video with, the violet energy. It's wanting to come down, it's wanting to release any trauma, any suffering, any story that links into that maternal wound. Shiva Lingam, flow, water. What were you in the womb? You were within water. You were in water within your mother's womb. There's some grief and there's some loss also attached to, for quite a few people here that I'm tuning into, the mother's womb as well. This is leading me into probably if not the next video, the video after that, 2 videos time. Maybe it's the next video, which is the ancestral healing video that I need to do. So I'm just going to park that for one moment, if you'll allow me, because it's big work that needs to be done there. It's about healing the trauma in the family line, and what's coming up is trauma within the womb. So again, we take this in stages. If what I've been saying has resonated, just allow the feelings to come up, and work with the energy of violet and yellow to bring balance, transmutation, and then the energy of joy. Okay, and we'll pick up more on this subject on the next video, which is going to happen in April, I'm hearing. Okay, all right, that's why it's coming up in April's video. All right, how are we doing? 52 minutes. I think I'll end with a card from... Oh, I said I was going to pull one more card from here, didn't I? Okay, go back to this deck, Wild Offering. Let's pull a final card from here. Sorry, that's just the card that is not a card. That's the card that tells you what the deck's about. Okay, April, for the people watching, please, Metatron. I'm being shown a violet star above our crown at the soul star, and I'm being shown a beautiful yellow and gold star within the center of our being, our solar plexus. And I'm also being shown a brown copper star underneath our feet. So that's the visualization, okay? It's the violet lavender star, soul star. It's the golden yellow star within your solar plexus. And it's a rich copper brown star underneath your feet at your soul star. Just align to that, and it helps to balance out the whole system linked into what we've been talking about in this video. Okay. All right, final message, please, for today. True love. We've got the energy of true love. Let's read what it says. True love, it says, your wholeness and safety lie within, not from a partner, but this sovereignty actually leads to the deepest intimacy for you to stop using others. Let me stand on my own feet, dear Lord, and know true love. That's beautiful, isn't it? It's really beautiful. It's about, I was feeling that before I even read the words. I was feeling that you are your own true love. You are your own true love. It's about you divinely loving yourself in your full sovereignty. Okay, quite interesting. Those 3 stars just came through before this card comes in, the card of true love. It's about not searching for love out there in terms of another person. It's not saying you can't have that, but it's to do with realizing that it's about feeling the love here. It's feeling your own love for your own self. It's feeling your own love for your own inner child. It's feeling your own love for your own path and your own journey. It's feeling love for all the aspects, all of the things that have happened, including the things that have caused grief, because they are making you into the man or woman that you are today, and they are refining and polishing your soul, whether they are happy tears of joy or whether they are very difficult tears of loss. You have to remember that the soul is here, having the most divine, deep, meaningful expression that it can in this life, in this particular incarnation. And you are where you are meant to be, is what I'm hearing. You are where you are meant to be at this moment in time. Quite like just to pull one card from my own Metatron deck. I know I said that was the last card, but let's just do this. Maybe an animal as well. Let's pull an animal card. Let's have a bit of animal support. Oh, good. Come here. Right. Let's pull a card from Metatron and then an animal card. And then I think we're good. Right. Metatron. April. Are we getting the message yet? Pink. The energy of love. True love. But this is self-love. It's self-love. Self-love. Healing. What are you going to do to nurture yourself this April? What are you going to do to help yourself feel as though you're worthy of love, and that to remember, above all else, to remember that you are love, that your cells are love, that your organs are love, that you are love, your words are love, your vibration is love. Coming back to love and love again. You know, and look at the little pearls there as well. Pearls are made through abrasion, through difficulty a lot of the time. Okay, so we've got the energy of pink, violet, yellow. Let's have an animal to finish us off. Been drawn to this deck this week, the Divine Animals Oracle by Stacey Demarco. I'll put all the decks in the description box below that I use. Oh, okay, well that's just, there was 2 that's jumped out. Do I want both of those? Well, I'm going to have them whether I want them or not. Okay, interesting. I said, do I want both of those? Because, okay, shark. Shark? And look at this, polar bear ice. So we were talking about, where's that card here? Because I was looking at this. As I was pulling the animal card, I was going back to this one, which says, tears are what happens when the ice in the heart melts. And then we've got the polar bear in a very icy landscape with a man who's not sure what he's doing. I'm going to have to read the card in a moment, but that's a bit, yes, what is that all about? Hold on a minute. Polar bear. It says, what does it say? Sorry, I haven't got my glasses on. I think it says ancestors. Yeah, it says ancestors. Okay. Polar bear ancestors. How is that tied up with ancestors? Let me tell you. You are the carrier of a bloodline. Oh yeah, okay, we're going back to the ancestral healing that needs to come through. You are the carrier of a bloodline that stretches back for millennia, yet you are uniquely your own self. Take the positive from your ancestry and take the positive from your ancestry and observe and note the negative. Family dysfunctions stop here. Honour those in your family who honour you. It is a positive and natural action to individuate from our family on our own terms. I never knew that was such a word. I love that word. Individuate. Rock on. I like that. That's brilliant. What's the polar bear got to do with it, though? Nanook, which means polar bear in Inuit. I know I've said it wrong. I know. Was the king of the white bears. He held the rules and the taboos of humans' relationship with the bears. As with humans, bears stand on their hind legs and walk, play with their cubs, and hunt and navigate through the ice. So perhaps the ancestors of those who have passed live on within the bears. Hunters looked to the Nanook for guidance and honoured him because they believed that the great bear king's power was to observe which hunters deserve success. Okay. I'm just reading it. It's a beautiful message, but I'm not sure it's that linked into what I've been saying. It does say polar bear magic is ancient, powerful and profound. Should you wish, this is the relevant bit, should you wish to heal trauma of any kind, call upon this bear's energy to assist you, working to address ancestral pain or shame passed down from one generation to the next. Okay. I think I might, maybe. I'm going to keep this card out, and that's going to come into probably the ancestral healing in some shape or form. And then we've got shark. Watch out for the sharks. Although the thing is, in this card, she's actually swimming with the sharks. So you are perfectly formed to be who you were born to be. There is great power in keeping your focus. Procrastination is just another kind of fear, so keep moving forward. You're protected in a difficult task. Okay. There's an awful lot of messaging. I haven't got time to read it all out, but it says, in terms of magic, sharks are magnificent creatures built for purpose. They're focused on their job and are exquisitely fine-tuned to do this. Every sense is supercharged, every move is purposeful. Use shark magic when you want to find your purpose and your focus again. Okay, so focus and to stop procrastinating. Well, I don't think it's a month of procrastination. I do think it's a month of quite deep feelings. It seems to be there's inner child healing coming up again, needing to be acknowledged. There's some loss, there's some grief. There's us being asked to deeply, truly step into loving ourselves, work on our solar plexus, accept those divine gifts that are coming in. Remember, please, also the lucky dip analogy that I gave at the start, because I still feel as though there are some surprises to come this April. Feels as though there are some surprises coming in from Spirit. One of the surprises is how well you're going to be able to navigate certain situations. The path, we've got the card of the path. So you're going to be surprising yourself in terms of how well equipped you are to deal with whatever's going on in your life at the moment, to be able to adapt, to be flexible, to be able to look at what is coming up. And this is the last card. It says, Dear Lord, help me trust that there's a plan far beyond what I can see through my fears and my illusions. Let go and let God. Let go and let God. Seems to be a theme coming through strongly as well. Card of surrender on the bottom of the deck, just to ram that message home. Surrender into the divine plan. Sometimes learning to surrender can feel as if you're dying. The ego learns what's hardest to stop. The ego learns what's hardest to stop trying to control the whole universe. There's definitely something coming up here about letting go as much as we can of control and ego and how we think things should be, and allowing the divine to show us the way, as well as another month of some quite intense inner work. I think for those of you that are on my channel and choose to do it, definitely there is some ancestral healing that we need to do, probably linked into inner child as well, and we will do that. If it's not the next video, it'll be the one after that. I think the next video that I'm going to do, guys, will be a video linked into helping people who have chosen to have the jab. And I promised you that I was going to be bringing through some guidance in terms of looking after yourself, maintaining your system, helping to integrate that. Okay, it's not me coming forward saying I recommend you get it. It's me coming forward saying if you've had it, these are some tools that I think will help you. Okay, so lots of love. I'm going to now go and grab a cup of coffee, I think, and get this uploaded for you all. Take care. Oh, one other thing to say. I have just treated myself to a new laptop. Now, yeah, I did buy one only a year ago, but it didn't turn out to be a very good buy, to be perfectly honest. And I've bought myself, the reason I'm telling you this is that the plan, the master plan, is I'm going to start doing some lives once a month. The machine I've got at the moment is just unstable and has got no memory left on it, and I couldn't face trying it on that. So this new laptop, so I'm just trying to find the name of it because I know you're going to ask me. It's a razor. Anybody got a razor? A razor blade. It's called a razor blade. Let's get to the nub of it. A razor blade I've bought, and it's quite an expensive piece of kit, but I'm hoping I'm going to be able to do all sorts of magic with it. And also going to be doing some Zoom workshops at some point soon as well. So I'm getting myself geared up, and yeah, that's arriving tomorrow. So looking forward to that. The way that I choose things online is I just basically, because nobody's an expert on technology, unless you're a technology expert, but most people aren't. I just usually type in top 5 best laptops for video editing for YouTube. That was my criteria. And it comes up with Apple Mac as number 1. Well, I'm sorry, but you know, I used an Apple Mac 30 years ago, so there's no way I'm not gonna go back and try and find out how to do that now. So this one always kept coming up in the top 5, so I thought I'm gonna go for it. So wish me luck, guys. Wish me luck. But yes, we will be starting some monthly lives going forward. If any of you are experienced moderators on other people's channels and would like to volunteer your services, please do. Let me know in the comments below, because I always read your comments anyway. And I probably need people from different time zones as well, because I probably will do the lives at different times, because when I wake up here in the morning, people are still awake in Australia and New Zealand, that part of the world. Then Europe comes online, as I do. And then usually by the time I'm starting to flag in the evening, America and Canada and that part of the world is online. So I'll have to maybe do a double strength espresso or something and get myself alive and in the right vibration for those of you particularly down in certain places in America. But yeah, I'm going to do that. So I need moderators for different parts of the world. That is what I'm trying to say. Okay. So, or people that just never sleep. Take care, everybody. Lots of love, and have a good April. And remember that lucky dip. Okay. Believe in magic. See you soon. Bye.